What happens when the dream dies? This is the question I've been asking myself for the past year, okay? Because letting go of a dream is not just giving up. It's saying goodbye to an old version of yourself that once felt like the core of your being, like the essence of your whole existence, bro. And the grief that comes with that, oh, it's a lot. Today, we're gonna be talking about mourning that old life, letting go and allowing yourself step into this new identity, because the truth is, life moves on and you should too. Let's get into it. What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy OT, and this is part 3 of my gap year reflection series. Let's call it that. So if you're just joining us, the summary is I moved on a whim from New York City to Medellin, Colombia, and while it's been such an amazing year, the one thing I wasn't ready for was the grief I was going to have to deal with, trying to detach myself from this dream that once upon a time ruled my whole life. Okay, we're talking getting on an 8-hour bus in the thick of the snow from upstate Rochester, New York to New York City just for an audition, only to get cut at type. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's the first round. Okay, they looked at my face and were like, not the vibe. But then doing it again because I just wanted this thing so bad. I loved it. It fueled me. Okay, I would take 20 dance classes in a week and still look at the schedule, be like, who's teaching? 7 p.m. Candace Brown, Ripley, I'll be there. Hi Candace, miss you. But in the past 2 years, I have barely taken 20 classes. Life comes at you fast, okay? And shit changes. And it is important to take a second to appreciate this life that you lived that really has shaped you, but also wasn't serving you anymore. And you know, it felt weird. It felt weird. Let's just be real. Hi, can we just have a heart to heart, please? Okay, I might ramble a little bit, but I hope you can stick with me. I think for me, the biggest thing was letting go of my identity. This was something I chased for years, and the fact that it was gone almost immediately, it felt like the snap of a finger, and I was also fine with it. Was really, really fucking weird. Now, I've talked about in my, I left the US video, but I realized it wasn't serving me anymore. So once I came to terms with that, I left, and that was fine. But then it was very weird also feeling like, wait, but who am I? Or just kind of, right? Because for the longest time, it was my identity. I was this person who was an immigrant figuring out how to chase my dreams and sustain myself. And for me, honestly, I really wanted to be the person who made it happen. Like, I was excited to make my Instagram post. If I'm keeping it a buck, I was so ready to be like, oh, I'm just a kid from Nigeria, and I came here and I was excited to be like poster child for, well, I mean, it definitely wasn't going to be the first to do it, but that didn't matter to me. Like, just wanted to be the person who followed this unconventional path, did not know anyone, made it, like, just that typical like success story. So for me, when I realized it wasn't working anymore and then I left, I was like, who am I now? Like, what do I do? It felt weird because it felt like I didn't have any goals anymore. And honestly, right now, I'm not sure what my goals are still. Do I have any? I can't promise you, like, what's up, sexy? Yes, I know, fit change, location change, all the things. Hear me out. I went on this long ass rant that was not as cohesive as it was supposed to be. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it again. Okay, so what I was trying to say is our sense of identity really is this like internal compass that we use to navigate the world. Like, that's how we move through life, right? So when that identity is like stripped away from us, we feel so lost. And we have no fucking clue what's going on. And it makes sense, right? Because that guiding force is now gone. But the trick really is to find a new identity to latch onto. And the best part is, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, I was talking to a friend about this recently, and he's dealing with the similar identity-ish crisis thing, but his situation is different. Like, this man looks like he lives in the gym, okay? Like, benches 300 pounds, if that's heavy. I don't really know what's heavy. I don't do that stuff, but you know, like biceps, physique, all the things given, but he never works out. Like, he just won the lottery in the genetic department, okay? But like lately his body has been like hurting a lot because, you know, he's sitting down, he's working, back pain, all the things, right? And the way to deal with that is to go work out and strengthen the muscles, right? However, he's built this whole identity around the guy who looks like, you know, he's in the gym all day every day but actually never works out, right? And his friends know him as that, right? Like, people be in the gym like 5-6 days a week and don't look half as good as he does, you know? So for him, the fix would just be like, okay, well, now I'm the person who goes to the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean when I say it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You know, you don't have to like reinvent the wheel and like, who am I now? Like, you know, so really those tiny steps like make all the difference, right? They really give you that new guiding force that you could then navigate with. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, think about like relationships, right? The reason when people break up, the reason that shit fucks them up so much is sometimes it's not even really because of the relationship. Like, it's because you've built this life, this identity as like, you know, this person's partner. Like, y'all go together, you know, you're a package deal, wherever one is, the other person is, right? So when that is now like all of a sudden stripped away, you're like, so who the fuck am I now? Like, by myself? Like, people don't know how to be. You're like, who am I now alone? They don't know that. And that's the thing that really like fucks them up. So I don't know, I've been thinking about like this whole identity vibe lately, and it's so weird because it's this like subconscious force that really has total control over us. But again, the trick is to just find a new identity to latch onto, you know? Anyways, I just wanted to say that I ran some more in the video, so, you know, I think we should like get back into that. But yeah, so I'm also an actor, did theater in college and stuff. And before, when I would watch movies or even go see like theater shows, I would be looking at a character and be like, oh, I could play that. And like, I would just imagine myself embodying the role, and it would be like this like hard emotional type role and everything. And like, I would just, you know, be seeing myself feel through it and blah, blah, blah. Now, when I watch TV, girl, I'd be looking at some of these people like acting. I'm like, who the fuck is doing all that? Not me. Like, before, like in a torture scene in a movie or something, I used to be like, oh yes. And I like, it's giving he needs therapy. That's low-key the truth. But I just used to imagine myself feeling and like, you know, all this emotion I have, because I'm a very sensitive person, you know. So for me, I would just always like, you know, be throwing myself fully into the role. Like, this is like, but now I've let go of that dream of like my acting career, or like, so now I watch shit and I exist with the feeling of that used to happen, but it doesn't happen anymore. And I just be like feeling weird that I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm really trying to sound sophisticated, but it's just a thing is what I'm trying to say. Grief. And if you're going through a transition, you're probably feeling it already. So I'm just here to say, hi bestie, you're not alone, you know? Or another weird one is, you know, I haven't really been on Instagram the past year, which has been fun. If you've never taken like a whole year break off social media, 10 over 10 fully recommend. But sometimes I would like log on to wish a friend happy birthday or something, and I would end up seeing like a post from a dancer that I know, and I'm like, did I need to see that? And it's weird because it doesn't feel like jealousy. It just feels like this. It feels like this is in my past life. I guess something that gets interesting with it is, you know, just the harsh, brutal reminder that life literally moves on. Like, you know, this people still chasing this dream that used to be mine, but is not mine anymore. However, we still exist in the same world. I don't know. And like, honestly, another reason why I recommend this gap year thing is really stepping out, really like changing location really allowed me to be free and like change my identity, right? Because something that really hinders a lot of people is when you are really trying to like change up your life, you're surrounded by so many people who know this old version of you that you're trying to let go of, and they keep like pulling you back because that's the version they know and that's the version they refer to, right? So really changing location really helped me embody this new person I was becoming. Like there was no pressure to fall back into old ways, you know. It's not like I was doing drugs or anything, but I could just be, you know. Example, I had stopped dancing even before I left New York, really. When I would go around the Times Square area to just do some shit, like that's where a lot of dance studios are. So I would be worried about running into like some like dance person who was gonna be like, oh, you coming to class? And I'm just gonna be like, fuck off. Like, and that constant fear made it hard to feel like I had actually stopped dancing, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you're able to like switch up your location, don't hesitate, low-key. Another thing that was really hard for me in this whole process was feeling like I had given up, I had quit, and I didn't pull through the way I was supposed to, you know? And honestly, that was actually worsened by some people who were really close to me. You know, when I was telling them that, yeah, I was leaving the US, they were like, wait, you know, what happened? I thought the plan was, I thought the goal was, and they would like tell me all the things they thought I had said I was gonna do. And it did hurt a little bit. I know that was not their intention at all, but it sucked. You know, but for me, I had to remember that the decision was intentional. It wasn't me running away. I just came to peace with the fact that my journey didn't end up looking like what I wanted it to, and that's okay. It's okay. I think ego definitely gets in the way as well. Like it does, and you have to let go of it. You have to realize like, hey, this is my ego in the way. I can rise above that, because all it's doing is making you feel sad, is making you feel like you underperformed and you didn't. Life is just not always what we expect it to be. So beating yourself up, why should you, you know? Especially when you know you gave it your all. Like as long as you did, then you did your best. You know, realizing it wasn't serving you and leaving, you won. You literally did, you know? If you want to change the way it feels, you have to change the way you see it. Blew my mind. For me, dealing with all the disappointment of, wow, I didn't accomplish these things was tough. But then changing the narrative to, no, I picked myself and decided to intentionally rewrite my story, change the way I saw it, and boom, I'm chilling. Now when I'm watching TV with no aim, oh my God, living life. Like you really have to change the way you see it. So but in general, I think a big thing that this whole situation has helped me with is to like stop over romanticizing shit. Like you're allowed to dream, you're allowed to want things, but I think the truth is you do not know the reality. You don't know what it's actually going to be like until you get there. So like this pining, this word sounds mean, but it feels appropriate. This pathetic longing that I feel like I had a lot, and a lot of people, like a lot of artists like have it, I'm not even gonna lie. Just where you like, you want to blow, you want to do this, you want to die. Like you don't really know what shit is like. It's just the tea. Because something else that helped me make the jump, that really helped me leave the US, was realizing that I had made it, right? Like being in LA, doing some of these music videos and all the things I did, and just seeing that like some of it doesn't always go as planned. A big example for me is I was in a music video with the goddess that is Coco Jones. Oh, I was so excited for that shit to come out. Like I didn't even get a picture with her on set because I was like, once this video drops, y'all gonna see me, okay? I was like, yo, I'm about to blow. This finna be it. Please tell me why 2 months later, like this video drops, they shot a whole new thing. I don't even, like, management said, nah, that was not the vibe. Scrap, next. And I was just like, wait, what? So it was just one of those realities of shit that I was like, dang, my Instagram post, you people really don't want me to be great. I don't know, and it, like, that is not even like a terrible example, but there's many horror stories about the dance industry, right? Like people getting underpaid or not paid and blah 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 blah. So while it all looks fancy and flashy on Instagram, it's not always the reality. And for me, being so close to things and realizing that was like, shit, that's sad. And also, like, even talking to some of these people who have quote unquote made it, like they're in these music videos that come out, you know, in these music videos, on these award show stages, all the things, and like they're also dealing with their shit. So for me, it was like, in this past year of reflection and trying to let go, it has also been like, okay, when I do get another goal or another dream, I have to remind myself to be happy exactly where I am when I'm there, to be present, because the journey is the most important thing and not the destination. Like the journey is where you're supposed to be having all the fun, making the most memories, like just breathing in everything and being present, because that destination that you're looking towards, you can get there and it could look like fuck shit. You're gonna be like, wait, hold up, this was not what I imagined. And it's like, yeah, because you were imagining and it was not real. I hope that made sense. And it's like, I'm not saying don't work hard for your dreams, like go all the way in, okay? But know that you need to cherish the unflashy moments just as much as you're imagining you would cherish the destination, right? Because it's like, I had to work hard as fuck and keep showing up to like even make it to LA and like be on those gigs and everything, right? Like if I didn't put in the hours I did, I wouldn't have been able to do all that. But taking it with ease is way more important, because again, that destination might not be pretty. Honestly, for me, something that was a big game changer was realizing that, hey, I'm still an artist. I'm a creative. I am a visionary. That is never gonna change, okay? And yeah, maybe I'm not in the Hollywood scene anymore, but that doesn't mean anything about my art, right? And for me, luckily, you know, I make my own visuals, like, you know, I style, I direct, blah, blah, blah. So stepping away from all of it really helped me fall in love with my art and know that, hey, this is valid enough. Okay, I'm a good storyteller. Like, I do all these things. It just helped me solidify the fact that, yes, I still am an artist regardless. And, you know, maybe that's what you need to do as well. If you realize that, hey, I still fuck with this thing, you know, even though my expectations from it have changed, right? Revalidate yourself, but just from a different light. For me, I realized that success was being able to pick myself, was being able to make my own rules and call the shots. So moving here to me was success. That's what I did. In the art scene, for example, you're constantly waiting to get picked. That is just the life of an artist. You're waiting to get picked for the audition, for the gig, for the center spot, like you're waiting to get picked. And I was just like, that is not my vibe. So again, with my visuals, it was like, I get to call the shots. I get to decide what I want to make, how I want to make it. And again, realizing that made me realize how much I really love my own visuals, because one, they're good as fuck, but also given the new criteria of success I had set for myself, they take the boxes, you know? And yeah, it's weird because as of right now, I'm not earning money from them, but still I like them. And that's good enough for me, you know? So yeah, just like really redefining success and your metrics of how you like validate things. Like being intentional about that definitely makes a difference. So if you made it this far, thank you for hanging with me. This was probably all over the place, but it was more so me trying to get it out that you're not alone in feeling the grief that comes with letting go and moving on. But remember that letting go is about reshaping your identity actively, and moving on creates a space for new definitions of success, fulfillment, happiness. And there's so much waiting for you. All you have to do is embrace it, be open to it. So yeah, when the dream dies, it's not really the end. It's just the start of something new. Wait, come through Disney Channel. What was the start of something new? This could be the start of something new. It feels alright to be here with you. Oh, And now looking in your eyes, I feel in my heart the start of something new. Come through, Troy.